A very good afternoon to Zimbabwe and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We are taking a look on various matters. Remember, there is a video which went viral of a man from Zimbabwe who was tied his hands to, or who was handcuffed onto what do you call it, excavator, and was being humiliated and embarrassed. I think this is the picture right here of that event. This is what really transpired, and this is what really happened during that particular event. We have seen two conflicting statements, or almost conflicting statements, from one from Nick Mangwana, who is the government spokesperson, one from the police, and which is the law enforcement agency. So in this video, a crime was committed. Both the government and the police commented on this issue. And there is something which says otherwise. There is something which shows that it's either the government, the police lied, or the government is scared of the Chinese government. We need to take a look onto what they had to say, both of them. So we are taking a look on what the police said and what the government, through Nick Mangwana, said. This is Nick Mangwana. He says the two foreign nationals involved in this abuse depicted on a video that went viral were today deported. Were deported. This is something very important which we need to take a look upon right here. He says two foreign nationals involved in this abuse depicted on a video that went viral were deported yesterday to their home country. They were deported to their home country. Okay, let us go straight to one of the key issues right there from the police. On the 17th, Nick tweeted on the 18th, and when he said yesterday, he was referring to the 17th. And here is the police Zimbabwe. It says, reference is made to a video which went viral on social media platforms depicting two handcuffed complainants being lifted by a front-end loader at the instigation of two suspects at Makanga Mine, Hereford Farm, Bindura. ZRP confirms the suspects and complainants have been identified in connection with the incident which occurred on 18/07/2024. Investigations are in progress. This is what the Zimbabwe Republic Police has said, which means the next thing by the police is to go and arrest these people because they committed a crime. These are people who committed a crime, violated the law, which means these people were supposed to be arrested immediately. No matter you are a Chinese, no matter you are a Zimbabwean, whatever, these people were supposed to be arrested. Upon their arrest, the second procedure, these nationals were supposed to be brought before the court of law. What it means, these Chinese nationals were supposed to be brought before the magistrate's court. So they were identified on the 17th. Investigations are happening. No arrests. Imagine that the statement is clear. They were identified and they have been identified. After being identified, they have not been arrested. Investigations are in progress. This is something which happens in video, a clear violation of the law, but they are launching investigations. But guess what happened to Jameson Timber and his comrades? They were arrested without investigations. This is the first point we need to take a look on. So if you go by this and say somebody is arrested without investigation and another is investigated before arrest, who is superior? Who is more protected? Citizens of Zimbabwe are no longer protected by the law more than the Chinese, because the Chinese, they are being investigated. However, Nick Mangwana then goes on to confirm that these people have been deported. He says they've been deported. So when you see them being investigated and subsequently being deported, the major question is, what due process did you follow? Were they deported for real, or you are simply lying? This is where we see the Home Affairs Department. Home Affairs was supposed to come to the people of Zimbabwe to say, guys, we have identified those people. They've been brought to court. They have been sentenced to this so. But we have seen it possible that we let us deport them so that they serve a prison sentence in their own country. That is what was supposed to happen. This is the law. Somebody breaks the law, you don't deport them. You arrest them, you charge them, you prosecute them, you jail them, or you fine them. After fining them or jailing them, then you deport them. Saka, you see that this government is not transparent. This government will never ever tell the truth. It will never ever tell the truth about what really happened. And this case has died a natural death. You will never hear of any recourse for the people who were abused. This will die a natural death. The next thing you will hear of will be the arrest of the people who suffered, who were being lifted by an excavator. So it's wrong, Team Zimbabwe, because you have seen that these people, the government says that they have been deported, but the major question is, how were they deported? Which law was being followed right there? I do not know the law which they used. The only conclusion we can make from this is that this government is scared of the Chinese. We have been recolonized by the Chinese. We are now a colony of the Chinese based on the information which we are dealing with right here. Nick Mangwana simply confirmed that we are now a colony. So a very important question was asked, why were these two foreign nationals not jailed? I think he wanted to say not jailed. The reason why we say ZANU-PF is drunk is that you guys have policies which do not protect citizens. You seem to protect the so-called Chinese investors at the expense of citizens. And he says it costs much more as a country to feed them and secure them in prison than to send them home. So you have denied harmless people bail. 78, almost plus or minus 78. Citizens of Zimbabwe who are harmless, who have homes, who are peaceful, you have denied them bail. But you don't care about the food, the costs on the nation itself. When these people are in your custody, vasina mosha, or vasiri flight risk, or very peaceful. But you have the audacity to tell the people of Zimbabwe that it costs so much to feed the Chinese, two Chinese. So it means two Chinese, they have a preferential treatment. It means they will be jailed in a 5-star hotel like environment. That is the only thing we can talk of being very expensive for a country. Because if you are keeping 78 people plus one in Mwenez in prison for crimes they never committed. Okay, these are peaceful people. They have never been violent. You keep them behind bars without bail. Yet the Chinese are being given an opportunity to leave Zimbabwe without even trial, without even facing the law. What are you saying? So, politically, this is a blunder. Emerson Mnangagwa and this team are continuously exposing themselves. They're exposing themselves because Varukutratidza, who is in charge. This is the reason why you see the Chinese, they will beat our people, they will do whatever with our people. Nothing will happen to these Chinese. Because if something was happening, they would have stopped. Yes. So our people are now slaves in their own country. Number one, they are given slave wages. Number two, the conditions of service, how they are working. Number three, these people, they get victimized and it just dies a natural death, just like that. Who will protect the people of Zimbabwe from these people? So this is what is happening, and our job is to come here and expose whatever which is happening. The issue at point here or at hand is that we have been recolonized.